That's crazy. Well, what happened to the music? We don't get music. Oh no!
Dang.
All
Oh,
right,
you wanted to?
this is the intro. Welcome to the
I
book
didn't even hook
club.
up that part.
Welcome to the book club. We're taking recommendations for theme songs. Any rappers, SoundCloud artists out here, we are taking recommendations. All right, but today, 48 Laws of Power, what are we doing? Laws number 13, 14, 15, 16. It's a good one. There are a good bunch of, I won't say a good bunch of laws because, that's a rabbit hole, but good read. These are very, very interesting chapters. Dak, what you think about it? Because you thought
Man,
you made me do the intro.
I think the theme has been like, I think every chapter we understand more and more why this book is banned in prisons. When you first told me that, I'm like, what? Like, why would a 48 law? You know what I mean? Like, I got it, but I didn't like get it. And even when I was reading the laws by myself, because I had tapped into it before, but it still didn't. And then like, it just feels like it hits different. You hear a lot of these things. It's definitely true. It's about human nature.
Yeah.
So I guess the first one that we'll start with, Law 13, we got when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. And they had a bunch of stories in there where it's just highlighting the fact that, for one, nobody cares what you've done for them in the past. If you're asking for somebody to do something in the future or in the now, then you have to leverage their self-interest and figure out a way to where they're benefiting. You're showing them the benefit in them doing what you're asking them to do, the personal benefit, the self benefit, not the benefit for me, but the benefit for you if I'm asking you to do it. So it's what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, this one, there's so many different applications of it, and it's funny because I think I've seen this actually in use on a TV show. Funny enough, and I'll say that the same TV show, I feel like I've seen a lot of these laws being used and applied. I don't know if you guys have watched, you guys and yourself have watched House of Cards on Netflix.
House of Cards. Have I seen? That's the one, the political one.
The political one.
I saw part of it. Do I need to go back and really dive in?
You have to go back because so many of the laws in this book are exemplified there. And even like, okay, when asking for help, appeal to their self-interest, never to their mercy. So Frank Underwood, who is the minority, I think he's the minority Democratic whip in the beginning of the show. I could be, forgive me for my terminology, guys. It's been a little while. But he's the minority whip, and he needs to obviously he's like, I keep the wheels turning in Congress and I take pride in that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I keep the wheels turning. Very quickly you see in the first, I think even maybe, first 10 minutes, not even the first episode, you see he has dirt on everybody. He has information. He has things that can be utilized. He's looking, he has somebody listen to police scanners for leverage and other things on other, political opponents, stuff like that. So when he approaches them, he's not asking, hey, I need you to do me a favor. He's like, I have this. It's in your best self-interest to work with me, or you're going to go down the hill. You're done.
And that's interesting. And that's interesting because, my fault. Go ahead. My fault.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say they fold every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's interesting because now I'm seeing why 13 and 14 are right next to each other. Because 14 is what? Pose as a friend, work as a spy.
Yep.
So it's like, it's almost like the 14 should have been before, or at least it's giving you a reason why you pose as a friend, work as a spy. Yeah. Because to get somebody's self-interest, it's just like sales. It's like, in sales, I need to figure out what's your hot point. Like, what is the thing that you're really interested in? Yeah, I got this product, but what is your pain point that I need to heal? Like, that's when I think about self-interest. What is this product going to do for you? Is it going to appeal to your greed? Are you feeling greedy? Is it going to appeal to this particular area of your life? But whatever it is, how is my ask going to impact you in a favorable way that you'll see it as favorable? So that's kind of how I see it. You're right, bro. The more you know about that person, the more you'll know how to appeal to their self-interest.
100%. And you have the leverage to appeal in whatever manner suits you best. And, whether it be sales, whether it be politics, whether it be business,
relationships,
corporate espionage, whatever the case may be. I think a lot of people have had law 13 or 14 applied to them in relationships, bro.
Well, definitely that spy. You look at, hey, the more you know.
Go to high school. I'm thinking about high school right now. Like everybody had that one friend that you thought that was your friend, but your significant other knew every single thing. Every time you went out, you went to the parties, you skipped practice, they were finding out.
Bro, that's real. That's real. And when you take it back to high school, I feel like everything is magnified in high school.
I feel like you could take this book and find a situation in high school that fits every single law in this book. It's not purposefully. Like, I'm not saying high school is a reading 48 laws of power, but just how crazy these laws relate and just follow human nature.
I think those 2 points that you just made, the high school shows just how much human nature it is. We didn't change. It's still the same thing. Like, it's still the women still want the guy. It's just that instead of the guy that's scoring touchdowns, they want the guy that's making money, going on vacation. You know what I mean? It's just changed. Like, human nature still is the same no matter what. The same things that are appealing, or somebody that is appealing is going to be somebody that you want to be around. If you can provide something for somebody, they're going to want to be around you more. It really goes hand in hand. It really goes hand in hand. Like, even looking at a couple of these, thinking about high school, something as simple as high school applies to war. I think there were 2 examples, one with the Athenians, and then another with the other group where it was like Castruccio, the situation in Italy with the two lords going against each other. With the Athenians, it's like in both examples, they were showing that to appeal to somebody's self-interest, don't talk about the things that I did. Like, I shouldn't talk about the things that I did for you in the past. Right. That's in the past. In my mind, I'm just going to justify the things that I did for you in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's going to be like that. You're never going to be able to appreciate the things that somebody did for you in the past, like you can appreciate the things that somebody's going to do for you in the future. Look at sales. How many times will you think that you could just bank on the stuff that you did for your client in the past? Until somebody else comes with something new, a new promise, and something just different, a little bit of a shinier object that's going to confuse them and then paint the future for them. If you could paint the future for somebody, you can take them. You will have total control of them.
It's funny because maybe this is a crude example again, but I don't know why when you worded it like that, it reminds me of the mafia. More specifically, the Sopranos. The Sopranos, where there was a scene with I don't know. Have you watched Sopranos? I'm just like assuming.
Another thing I gotta tell you, I watched it, but I didn't.
Oh man,
I know I gotta go back and really.
You gotta examine that one. There's a scene where
that'd be another. Maybe we should. Okay, you see where I'm going. We always on the same side. Yeah, we got y'all.
There's a scene where Tony Soprano's the boss, obviously. Right. His nephew is Chris Moltisanti.
Right.
And one of the made guys, one of the other captains, Paulie Moltisanti, Chris, his nephew, just became a made guy. And he's going to Paulie with his envelope, and he's like, he's stressed out. And Paulie's looking at him like, hey, like, what's going on? Life ain't cracked up to what you think it is. And he's like, man, like, you're only as good as your last envelope. Like, there's no credit for the history, or no credit for next week. Is you're only as good as what you bring in this week to the table. Otherwise, that's your behind. You gotta start. You fall behind on the future, and then you got to play catch up.
Nobody cares what you were doing in high school, bro. Like, nobody cares what you were doing last week, a year ago. It doesn't matter. What are you doing now, and what's the trajectory of your life based on the things that you're doing now? Like, that's just what
crazy.
That's it. So what was the saying again in The Sopranos? Your last envelope. You're only
the catchphrase, if you will, the sound bite was you're only as good as your last envelope.
Damn.
Yeah, so they would come and hand the envelope, the cash to the next guy on the ladder.
money could have been good this whole time. If your money ain't good this time, it's getting addressed.
Yeah, literally. And like that's what Paulie was told Chris, the nephew. And this is the nephew of the boss. And he's like, yeah, you only as good as your last envelope, man. He was like, me too. I'm a captain, I report to the boss. He's like, I'm only as good as my last envelope to keep him happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oof. I was like, oof.
And it's almost like the higher the ranks you climb, people think it's all good, but that's just an added level of pressure, because now you're reporting every step we climb up. Now we're reporting to somebody that's closer and closer to the owner or the eventual owner, which is the most ruthless person, because all they're going to see is business and numbers.
And I think that's where the ruthlessness in this book kind of shows as well, where with these people at the top, you don't go asking for mercy. They're not going to respond to that.
Yeah.
You need to show me what value you provide to me.
Yeah.
If you can't show me, and that's crazy. But you got to show me what value you provide to me, or you got to go. That's it. Bottom line. You got no room for in-betweens.
Yeah. All right. So that's 13 and 14 kind of wrapped up in one. I mean, 14 was, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Like, when you talk about toxic, God, like,
that's pretty self-explanatory too.
Yeah. Pose as a friend, by any, get information by any means necessary. I think the one. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna kind of comment to just say that how many times have you heard of situations like that where it's like, I think this is one of the most common rules that people think, like, I don't want to say two-faced people per se, but just in the sense of like, oh, ha ha, he, keep giving me information. Whether what you do with that information, again, is justifiable in your own ends, but to be like, ha ha ha, okay, yeah, just keep telling me.
It's a game of leverage, and everything goes back to sales. Like, this to me is like really a sales book, but it's sales is life is sales. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Because as soon as I go into, let's say I'm going into a doctor's office.
Yeah.
We got a meeting. I'm looking at every little thing in that office. Doctor got kids. Okay, the doctor's posted up playing golf. Okay, likes golf. Okay, they got their alma mater on the wall. Oh shoot, they went to school near me. We played against them. Okay, cool. I'm trying to consume
100%.
as much information as possible, taking snapshots here and there. So therefore, I know where I should go with the conversation, what things that I can do to appeal to your self-interest. 100%. What are the things that you're going to be excited about? What are the things that I'm going to say that make you walk away like, yo, I feel like I've known that guy. I feel like, you know what I mean? Where you feel that type of bond. And is it sleazy? Nah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence. It reminds me of Hitch.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Hitch. Where it can be seen as like when Will Smith and Hitch, for the people that haven't seen it, Will Smith and Hitch, when you look at it, he was getting as much information as possible to prepare the gentleman to therefore give themselves the best chance with the woman that they were dealing with. And a lot of women may look at that as like, oh, you're gaming me. No, I'm preparing. So therefore I can give myself the best chance to make a solid connection with you.
100%. And I think that also leads to another point where it's not negative. It's just like owning a room. I like you've seen me a couple of times. I love to own a room. So, when I come in, it's not negative. It's not, I'm doing anything nefarious, but like you said, I'm utilizing my skills, working as a spy, if you will. I'm posing as a friend because I am a friend, but I am working as a spy. Like you said, I'm looking at the picture on the desk. I'm looking at who's wearing what shoes, who's looking at who. Are you related? I'm looking at, oh, okay, do you know him from somewhere? Does she know him from school? Does how are these dynamics set up? And I'm keeping game on everything. And I'm utilizing that to then own the room and control the room over the course of the evening or the weekend, whatever, wherever that discussion is or wherever that meeting is. So I can use that conversation to my advantage.
Yeah.
Is that nefarious? Debatable. Is that manipulative? Probably. But am I able to walk out of situations in my favor? 100%.
Yeah. I want to read this caption that was in the book.
Go for it.
I think it's a dope one. It says, image, the third eye of the spy. So image, I'm sorry. The third eye of the spy. In the land of the two-eyed, the third eye gives you the the omniscience. What is that word? Omniscience. Omniscience. Is that
Omniscience? Yeah.
omniscience? Omniscience. Omniscience of a God. Let me read it again. In the land of the two-eyed, the third eye gives you the omniscience of a God. You see further than others. You see deeper into them. Nobody is safe from the eye but you. No, that's got to be omniscience. Maya.
Omniscient.
Omniscient. Is
Somebody,
it omni?
somebody
I'm
got put in the
sounding crazy right
chat.
now. Is it omniscience or omniscience? Come here real quick. No, see, you thinking of a different word.
Wait, I'm like, hold on.
Camera. Read
Hold
this.
on, I'm about to just
read this word that I'm pointing at. Omniscience.
Omniscient.
OMNI science. All right, so I'm not looking like a fool then.
Based off how you say omnipotent, I would think it is omniscient.
Omniscience. All right, so it's pronounced omniscience, but it's one word, OMNI, and then science. But y'all get the point. The point is, in the world of people that see through their two eyes, that third eye, that feeling that you can predict something where it's like almost like, damn, you're guiding me through the conversation. You ever been in a conversation like that in a sales call where it's like you're just guiding them? Go ahead. Omniscience. All right. Take that omniscience out of your vocab. Omniscience. Oh, omniscience. All knowing. I've heard that before. All right. We're going to cut that. No, we're not. We're going to leave it. Omniscience. In the land of the two-eyed, the third eye gives you the omniscience of a God. And that's how you will really feel. Like you'll have you can know something about somebody, and it's just like, damn, they feel like you're really that person. Like you feel like you're almost like a deity. Or I don't know what it is, but it's just a special connection that you have with somebody that somebody can use. So from a negative standpoint, be careful, because that's how a lot of dudes out here getting finessed.
That's a fact.
Don't let them fool you.
Don't let them
know just as much about them as they know about you.
And I think it's a lost skill. It's a lost art. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's, you know, we're not going down this rabbit hole. I'm not doing this rabbit hole today. We're going to Law 15 because I love it.
Law 15. Crush your enemy totally.
Ooh.
Take it. That's you.
So I think I'll let you do the stories that were in the book, but I live by this, man. If you're gonna go to war, you crush your enemy completely. If and when you're ready to go to war, you crush them completely in every sense: business, sales, corporate, street. If you want to, go to that extent, right? But like, if you're gonna do it, I think it just kind of falls on that saying, right? If you're gonna do it, don't half-ass it. Go all the way. And I think this is that 10 times example, if you will.
Yeah, it's kill or be killed.
Yeah.
If you're in the ring, if you're in the ocean with a shark, if you're in a swamp with a gator, it's either somebody's probably not making it out. Somebody's not making it home.
Yeah, and I think that kind of falls also into, you are. It falls into a couple things. I feel like it touches. You are the company you keep. And it just falls into that, I feel like, primal nature, like you were saying, the gators and sharks and stuff. If you're a shark and you fight another shark, the shark, I've never seen the shark stop fighting a shark. The shark, you go till you're dead. An alligator goes till you're dead. Like when you're
lions,
these are very primal animals, and nature, you fight until you're dead. I've never, like, I was watching some on what was it, Animal Planet, National Geographic, and there are these tribes of, I won't say tribes, but groups of lions, right?
Prides. The lion pride.
Yes. And mind you, I grew up like believing, like, how lions acted was like Lion King growing up. So when I was watching this is crazy in the sense that I never knew, this is a whole side tangent, guys, so don't mind me, but lions can have more than one male lion in the pride. And I was like, oh, I didn't know this. Like Scar was getting crazy with Mufasa. I thought that was just in the movie. I thought one lion per thing. So long story short, documentary had, and this was like a mega group, if you will. There were 6 brothers that ruled like 200 miles, 200 kilometers of territory. I think a little bit more than that, actually. And eventually, like, they were killed. They were killed.
I saw that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. There
Those
was
are some of the most ruthless lions going around wrecking stuff.
And when they would fight the solo lions, it was kill or be killed. It was crush your enemy totally. There was no like, rah, 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 rah. Okay,
And kill the lion's male cubs,
right
maybe
there.
your female cubs
Nobody's
too.
coming. And it was crazy, but I understand the mentality. Not saying I understand lions, but I understand the primal instinct of like, I'm getting rid of everybody. There's nobody that could come back from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no, there's no spinning the block. There's no, we had this war and then we're gonna have another war because the son grew up. And how many Hollywood movies does that happen, right? You get the spinoff and everything like that. Like, nah, we wiped the whole bloodline. Like, geez. And this rule really, this law exemplifies that for me. That if you're gonna do it, take the whole thing out.
Yeah, and it's funny that you related to the animals because it is an animalistic tendency. Yep. You know what I mean? But and that's why maybe a lot of the things that we see with wars that have happened in the past that are happening right now, where it's like, nah, we're not done until everybody and it's like, damn, that feels very animalistic. You know what I mean? So it's something tough. It's like you can understand, like from a logical standpoint, you can understand, but then when you bring in, I don't even want to say emotion into it, but you just bring some humanity in it. It's like,
wow, like
if we look at it like that, eventually, like everybody's gonna be killed off, with the exception of maybe, I don't know, and then it'll come to the last fight for the death, and perhaps they kill each other. You know what I mean? So it's a tough thing.
But I think it also translates though. You know what I mean, bro? Like if I'm in a competition with somebody at work, like you and you get a project, the winner gets promoted. Yeah. I'm wiping you off the map. You know what I mean? You're gonna know the weekends I worked, you're gonna know the nights I worked. And there isn't no, then, oh, he helped me too. I couldn't have done it without the support of, there's none of that. I'm wiping you off the map completely. I was here mornings, nights, weekends. I was talking to teams overseas. I was doing PowerPoint presentations. I've gathered data from other companies to help get you this project and deliver it on time or even earlier. You know what I mean? So I think it's just, it translates to so many different ways.
Black Mamba. This is why people love Kobe.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be your friend.
Exactly.
I'm trying to destroy you. 100%. I want you to never have a thought about competing with me again. I want, when you think about competing with me or when you think about me, to just be on your best behavior, just from thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, don't even, when I walk in after I defeat you, don't even look at me in the eye. Like, that's the end. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying, though, I'm dealing with that right now.
That is this mentality.
I'm dealing with that right now. And naturally, I'll be totally honest. Like, naturally, like I struggle in certain aspects of sales because of that. Because it's just very hard for me to kind of, I'll be honest, like to tap into some of that. I can tap into it, but you got to get me to a certain point. I'm naturally just going to be like, yo, there's enough out here for everybody. It's cool. But once you put me in a competitive environment, or if somebody does something to me, or you show me like, oh, that's what time you on?
Yeah.
Bet.
They bring that dog out.
Like, bet. Like, I was trying to chill, bro. Like, I'm dealing with that right now. And you deal with it in sales. And sales is, it's a kill or be killed. Hunt, you eat what you kill world. So if you're eating everything and there's no more food for me, the only way for me to ensure that I'm going to eat is to get rid of you. So therefore, there's more food available for me and mine.
Yeah, 100%.
And now we understand why another reason why this book is outlawed in prisons.
100%. What's the next one? What's 16? Use absence to increase. Oh man, don't even get me started.
16 is the finesse. Like, this is what I need. Like, the finesse.
16 is what I've been using all 2024 and 2025. So
I like that. Explain. Maybe not too much. Well, you go into as much detail as you like.
You know what? I'll give some examples. Getting nickname at one point was Mr. Outside, and going outside and having fun and this and that, in certain respects. And you can feel after a certain point, it gets tiring, or you can feel your presence being taken advantage of, and you can feel certain situations where you are being taken advantage of, right?
Yeah.
So utilizing this rule, use the absence to increase the respect and honor. Like, you're gonna put some respect on my name. Like, oh, he's not here, but what is he doing? He must be doing something important if he's not here. And then soon enough, you fill that time with important other things, right? But the absence of the lack of availability to certain people or certain groups then creates that, not only the respect, but also the mystery that creates the respect as well, because people respect that shroud of mystery as well, right? And they attribute honor and respect to that as well. Like, I don't know what Dak does all day, but I know he's always moving. I know he's doing something. He's not here, so he must be moving. He must be doing something good. Okay, like, got to put some respect on his name.
Yeah. And it's even from I'm gonna go the other way a little bit, because I'm 100% on board with you. Like, even think about the women that we loved in high school. You know what I'm saying? The woman that gives everybody access, all the guys access.
Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
Sorry, but it's the woman that is not accessible. Think about, we talk about some of the women from high school, you know, to this day, where it's like, yo, ain't nobody ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, nobody bagged that. Like, that's what's appealing. You know, so absence, and even when it comes to a man, I feel like when we're in a cycle right now where a certain type of strong male leadership may not be appreciated. And you may not appreciate that. I was just listening to this video the other day where it's like, it may not be appreciated until shit hits the fan and you see the destruction that and the chaos that comes along without having that. So therefore, now you appreciate, oh, I need more structure in my life. I need more of this. It's no different than any other cycle, with whether it's Sodom and Gomorrah or whether it's any other issue. When you have things a certain way, it makes you appreciate the other side of that. Let me read a couple captions from this.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is another image. So I guess they're telling us to picture this image. The sun. It can only be appreciated by its absence. The longer the days of rain, the more the sun is craved. But too many hot days and the sun overwhelms. Learn to keep yourself obscure and make people demand your return. And that was one of the things that they were talking about in the book. It's better for somebody to ask you, like, yo, where you been? Rather than, damn, you back here again. You know what I mean? Like, that's a totally different perspective.
100%. 100%. It's crazy giving those analogies. You know, you think about it, like, dang, like, when it's raining, it's like, dang, like, when's the sun coming out? Then you get too much sun. It's like, all right, like, where's the rain at? Like, it's that delicate balance of not being too available, but also, while I'm not available, you're gonna see why you need to respect me.
Yeah, this is the reason why everybody's not living in the South. When I talk to my parents about coming to Florida, oh, I like the seasons. You know what I mean? Yep. I like the seasons. I appreciate, and being in Florida, I'll be honest, like right now, when I leave the winter, like when I go down to Florida now, it's like, oh my God. Like, I feel like I'm like, this is heaven. Like, this is godly down here. Up here, you know, it's gray. You know, luckily we have the sun, but certain days, you know how we'll have those weeks where it's like it's gray. It's just, it just seems depressing almost. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it impacts your, you know, your spirit, everything. But then you can appreciate something else even more when you go down there. And then you come back here and you appreciate certain aspects of, like, when I come back here, it's and I drive into the city, I'm driving across the George Washington. It's like, yo, yeah, I get that feeling. You know what I mean? That feeling that where you're just like, yo, we better get all these buildings. They all money, and that's my money. You know what I mean? Like, that's from a sales perspective. Like, yo, I'm getting money from all these people out here. Like, I'm definitely gonna get some money out here. So it's yeah, it's the FOMO. It's one of my mentors taught me a lesson where it's people want what they can't have, so take things away. Take things away. Your girl acting funny, all right, you because she's not appreciating the things that you're doing in her life, all right, take some of that away.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I used to do that all the time with my ex.
Yeah, take some of it.
Honest, like, anytime I felt that, my and it's so toxic to admit, my presence was being how do you say
underappreciated.
It was being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ghost. Like it probably should have gone ghost, but I'm gonna just withdraw. And then after a couple hours, maximum a day. Oh, like why? Okay, all right. Like I'm sorry. Can you come back? Like, can I see you? Can I every single time use the absence, 100%. And even this is even worse to admit. It worked so well even after we broke up. It was still working. The absence and then the dose and the controlled dose of the availability and having accessibility to me, and then the deliberate absence. Like, all right, even if we're broken up, you're gonna put some respect on my name. You're gonna still treat me with respect and honor. And it worked every single time. Every single time.
I'll go a step further. You talking toxic, or think about what happens when you get a girl. Now all these other chicks that you may have been trying to kick it to, now y'all want to come out the world. I was just single. We was on a break. I didn't want to hear none of that. Now I'm back. Yeah, I'm back with Shorty. We good. Now you throwing the little side comments in there and stuff. And I've never experienced any of this because I've always been in a relationship. I'm just guessing about what it would be.
I'm letting you know it works firsthand.
Nah, let me stop. Nah, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what I'm for real. That's really how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
And it's so man. You want to be honest? I had it work today.
Let's hear about it. Let's hear about it. Let's hear about it.
She was being toxic. We're gonna leave names, all that.
Nah, throw the name out. Nah, I'm just joking. Nah, I'm about to amp you out. Hey, nah, throw the name. Put a name on it.
Put the name. Where's she from? Matter of fact, hold on.
Put a name on it.
My luck, she would see this, and that's my bond. That's my
facts. You learn a damn lesson. Now let me stop. I'm amping you. You like, matter of fact, yo. Oh my god.
Oh man. So, we were talking in the morning. No, talking last night, and then in the morning we got into it about something. That she's like, "Oh, you ignored me. Whatever. I'm not talking to you. Bye. Goodbye." I'm like, "Cool. All right. Sounds good. I'm gonna do my thing over here." And I think the thought was, I guess maybe I was bluffing, maybe I wasn't bluffing, whatever the case may be. Right. 20 minutes goes by. 30 minutes goes by. I think it was right under an hour. Oh, so you're not going to talk to me now? Now you're not going to text me? The absence, the seclusion, right? I went a couple more hours. I was like 3-4 hours. I'm working. So, that works as well. But the seclusion and the lack of accessibility immediately kicked in. And it's immediately when she responded, respectful, honorable, keeping it very, very, very light. There was no toxicity in the conversation.
Right. If you got a girl, go ahead. Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead.
It's like almost if you got a girl and she likes you, then you got to use this at your own risk because this could be risky. But for all the fellas out there, ladies, man, you do it too. But girl,
hold on. Ladies do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm about to say they do it the most. Yeah, like let's just be honest. We learning from y'all, but we get all our game from them. But think about it like this: where, damn, did I lose my train of thought?
Oh, my bad.
I'm just gonna start talking. Hopefully, it comes. I'm about to start. All right, so, damn,
my bad.
All right, so now I got it. When you're in a relationship, and the woman is not, let's say, did I lose it? I think I lost it. It'll come back. I think it was focused around the same things that we're talking about where, I've been in relationships, or you could be in a relationship where the woman is not necessarily, I guess it went back to the same thing as far as appreciation. I forget exactly what I was going to touch on, but that same point, where you could be doing something for a woman. If she's not appreciating it, then take it away and you'll see how much she wants it. But there was something else that I was going to add to it. You go, and then I'm sure you want me to read this last caption, and then
we'll wrap it up.
This last caption: authority. Use absence to create respect and esteem. If presence diminishes fame, absence augments it. A man who went absent is regarded as a lion, becomes when present something becomes when present something common and ridiculous. Towns lose their luster if we become too familiar with them, for the outer shell of the mind is more readily seen than its rich inner kernel. Even the outstanding genius makes use of retirement so that men may honor him, and so that the yearning aroused by his absence may cause him to be esteemed. Same thing that we've been talking about. It's just human nature.
And I think it's funny because it kind of applies. It's something we were talking about right before the call. It kind of applies. I think it's an interpretation of this law, but exclusive events, exclusive concerts, exclusive meetups. I think this also relies the lack of accessibility and availability of these events and different items, high ticket items. It draws that respect. It draws like the demand of your into, you know what I mean? Like you're drawn to this automatically. Like, oh, this is an exclusive event. I need to be here. I should be here, and it appeals to you in that sense as well, right? So,
I found out it came back. That's why I said it was risky. This is a risky one. So for one, let's say you're in a relationship.
Okay.
You're in a relationship, and I've been in this situation where you treat a girl well. Let's say you're this is gonna get toxic. Maybe this is why I forgot it.
Do it because I could probably relate it to
a girl that really likes you. You could be dogging her, dealing with other women, and she is going to want you even more. And it's crazy, and I don't encourage this. I wish that it was not this way. Because especially my new reformed self, but sometimes I'm sitting here like, damn, like now that I'm treating you better, being the man that you asked me to be, like, shoot, you act like you like me more than like you was trying to prove yourself, like you was trying to like, I want that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I be thinking, I'm being real, I'm being real. Like when I'm looking at it like, damn, you were on me more when I was out here dogging you, like, you know what I'm saying? So this is a toxic way of living. I do not condone that. I do not. That's why I said it's at your own risk. I was just speaking from experience, trying to nail down the point. That's all. So if she's not appreciating you, fellas, you go step out with that woman that's been in your. Let me stop because I'm for real. Let me stop because when the shoe's on the other foot and she does the same thing, we ain't built to deal with that. Like we ain't built to deal with that. So fellas, choose wisely.
On that note,
last words. On that note, matter of fact, get out. Yo, Mike, come. I'm going to Miami, my second family down there. Now, let me stop. Everybody know I'm just joking. It's the cigar. It's got a little butt in there. Now, let me stop. The moral of the story is, fellas, you got to have two families because they only going to I
think the moral of the story is answer your DMs, fellas.
Fellas, man. Hey, fellas, know your worth. I will say that. Know your worth. Know the value that you bring to the table. Don't let society, don't let culture tell you that you're not, that lower your value, lower your worth. All right? You're a good dude. Know your worth. Be treated like one.
But don't call yourself a prize because that's not what guys do.
Yeah, that's a little, yeah.
Women are the prize. Like
to each their own. To each their own. You know.
Yeah.
A good woman at least.
Yeah, not the ones from my high school. Apparently, with absence.
Oh, see, now don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I be feeling like high school girls. They already don't mess with me. Like they already don't mess.
Everybody not talking to me after this.
Yeah, they feel. Let me. All right. So
what do you think?
Wrap it up. So let's hold on. Let's get a little review real quick. So law number 13 was when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Yep.
14 was pose as a friend, work as a spy. We talked about how those coincide. They definitely work together. 15, crush your enemy totally.
Yep.
We all know how that goes.
100%.
And then 16, use absence to increase respect and honor. Don't be too accessible. Accessible people, like, Why are you so accessible? Like, let people miss you a little bit. You know, let people understand your true value. And the only way to do so is to take it away from them so they know what it feels like to not have it there. And that's all I got to say. You heard?
I'm gonna just send that on. Nobody likes to play a game that everybody's played. Dak, I'm gonna let you close it up.
48 laws of power. Apply them to your life carefully. You know, these things are not meant, or we don't want to be pushing things that are going to just have you manipulating, you know, out here. However, some of these things we need to understand human nature, especially when we are to recognize animalistic tendencies.
Yep.
Obviously, we have some of those tendencies in us, but we should be able to elevate above those things. But just because we are thinking above those things, we have to understand the environment that we're in. So if we're in a cage with lions, if we're in an ocean with sharks, then we can feel amazing about life all we want. I could sit here and say, oh, I don't eat fish, so this shark's going to take care of me. Look, it ain't always going to go that way. You know what I mean? So move accordingly.
Yep.
That's what I'll end with. Move accordingly. All right. So you get one more final word, and then we
get one more word too. Move accordingly. Crush your enemies totally.
Crush your enemies totally. It is what it is. Crush them totally, and then let them come back, and then you could rebuild them if you decide to on your team. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to, like, just so they know what's up. Because other than that, if you don't crush them totally, because think about it, one of the earlier lessons was even talking about using your enemies to come on board, but you got to crush them totally. They got to know that they can never ever step out of line. They have to be 100% loyal, because if not, they're gone.
I'll end it on the prevailing thought in my mind when it ends, right? Even the lion roar. The lion doesn't roar because he's tired. The lion roars to remind everybody else who the king is.
That I'm a lion and you're not. So move accordingly or perish. Like what did Simba's dad, what did Mufasa say? They end up getting absorbed into the ground, your bones. You want to play them Scar games, you're going to win these Scar prizes, bro. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. All right, yo. With that, we shall see y'all soon. Like Mir always says, the only reason why we don't tap in every week is because of me. So let me put that out there as well. But I'm going to say what Mir says, same time next week. See y'all soon.
Later.
Ew.